background, Lawrence.
I know, it's very exciting.
This is like the I don't know, the not the walk of shame, but like the showing up in last night's clothes.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Right, because you're in last night's apartment.
Right. Yes, indeed.
I'm happy
Um,
for you.
okay. We are live. I'm pretty sure it's out to the streams and people are there and people are watching. Good morning,
Great.
everybody. Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show.
I'm Dana Dubois,
I'm Lawrence Winterman.
and
And
that's
I'm
my
in a
best friend, and he's
That's
in
my best friend.
Seattle. Yeah.
And hey, I'm in Seattle. It is very early. I am appreciating Dana's dedication to this show with every passing moment because it's 7 a.m. and I'm a like wake up at 7 a.m., have my breakfast and coffee, and maybe like be halfway conscious by 8 a.m. kind of guy. So yeah, being up and awake and conscious is a thing.
I'm gonna write about it, I think, Lawrence. I have a draft started that's mostly just a title, but the idea of like what has it felt like to shift my circadian rhythms? Because I've long been of the opinion that you never can really change them. And I have, but not fully. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
given my druthers, I still will be up till 12 or 1. In fact, I've been up till at least midnight most nights this week. So I'm just really tired. And I know I think my brain never fully recovered from having babies and the sleep deprivation of having babies. Like, sleep deprivation is real and it causes brain damage, like prolonged. And this is not nearly as bad as that, but it's been a whole thing. So welcome to Pacific Coast time, Lawrence.
I
And
mean, it
well,
feels a bit like coming home. I mean, I lived here for 30 years. Like I'm happy to be back. And hey, look, I'm in my boyfriend's apartment, and he has an Eagle Gizmo too.
oh my gosh, I love that. How is he?
Um, as good as ever.
Good, good. I am
Really,
really.
really good.
You don't need to provide any more details than that. I mean, unless you want
Yeah.
to.
You
But
know, people can guess.
yes, I'm very happy for both of you. And tell him
People can go
hello.
find my OnlyFans, my deprecated OnlyFans that some weird person is still paying for.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So there you go.
Um, that is, I hope I get to see him while you're here. I'm going to be seeing Lawrence later today. Maybe we'll do like like an impulsive live at some point during the day and just be like, we're in Seattle together. But I cannot wait to give you a big hug, and we're gonna scheme all our schemes. And I don't know, just I'd say catch
Dream
up.
those dreams. Hit me,
Yes,
hit me, hit me with those laser beams.
we're doing
Yeah,
all of that.
I
I'm a
didn't get
little
the tune right,
handicapped this
but
morning. Can you see my I made lentil curry last night. I posted a photo of like the world's largest sweet potato that I got at Trader Joe's
oh yes, I
because
did see that.
they're the same price. They don't do it by weight. So I was like,
Ah,
I'm going to buy the biggest sweet potato. I was kind of inspired by, well, everything going on in the world with hunger and SNAP benefits. And I'm talking to Senator Anwar on Monday about his meal prep. And I was like, I'm going to make a vat of lentil curry. And I had wanted to make video of it. And so I didn't do it all week. And then I was like, just make the curry for your family. You could do it another time for the camera. So that's what that was for. But when I opened the can of tomatoes, how come can openers always stink? I don't know why, but they're like the handheld ones always
yeah.
are
I
jaggy.
got one of those ones that actually cuts the can and like so the lid comes off kind of in its entirety.
Oh,
It's so much better. Oh my
okay.
god, I
Send me
love
a
it.
link. I need one of those because
Yeah,
look,
yeah, and like you can't hurt yourself with it. Like you don't get any sharp edges. It's great.
gotcha. Yeah, I need to get one of those. So I'm feeling like luckily it's my left hand, but slightly handicapped. Oh, good morning, sleepy dog. The sleepy dog has reported for treat duty. Um, I know. Let's see what we've got here. We've got one of these.
Ooh, very
Don't they look
exciting.
delicious? You want to
Hello,
see it?
Kira. I get to see Kira today.
I know she is going to trip out when you come here because she's so used to hearing your disembodied voice. I think she's just going to be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
So you're in Seattle. What else do we want to talk about at the start of the show? I have some thoughts on things going on in my world. So,
Well,
but I want to
uh,
hear about the news and what you got going on.
we should let people know that that Nick Paro, our good buddy
Oh,
Nick, is joining us today, and he
did you
is going
just
to
say our
be
new buddy, Nick?
no, our good buddy Nick.
Oh, I thought you said new buddy, and I was like, what do you mean new?
No, good. Like we've
Our,
known him for ages at
our
this point.
very good buddy, Nick.
One of
Yes.
us. Nick is one of us.
One of us.
Yeah, and he's gonna talk about his flute album, and he's breaking news. He's challenging Lizzo to a flute duel.
Really?
So I mean, he is now that I've said it live, and he's not on screen yet to counter. You
I
know,
I think you should do that, Nick. Actually, let's do
honestly,
that.
yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard you play.
And
Um,
whoever
but,
wins gets the James Madison crystal flute. There you go. I just created a whole thing.
that might be a high bar to get her to compete. But maybe, go for it. What else can we do in this world but just shoot our shots? I just saw Lizzo hasn't been around that much lately, at least not across my.
She's on Blue Sky, and it's really interesting because there's like a concerted spoof effort over on like people are constantly setting up accounts and being like, "It's me, Lizzo. This is my only account. Like, you should follow me here. It's
Really?
me, Lizzo. I'm real." And then like the real Lizzo, whose handle on Blue Sky is Lizzo Be Eaten, uh,
Yeah.
basically has to jump in and be like, "No, no, no. I'm still me. I'm still the only one." Like,
Nick does
disregard
not
those
play
other screen
flute.
accounts.
I hate to upset you, but Nick has written, I do not play flute. So our dreams have been shattered.
Oh,
Thanks, Nick.
oh my God.
Thanks. Lizzo is like, she's transformed her body, hasn't she? She's like got a whole
Yeah.
new look. I mean,
She's
she's
looking
always
amazing.
gorgeous.
And, I mean, she's outspoken, and I know she had some drama there for a while, but I'm a fan. I'm still a fan. So,
Yeah, I'll say me too, and waiting for some new music. I also, Lawrence, I think I'm going to give you one of my ring lights for while you're here.
well, I have mine, but yeah, it's not my big one because I have three at home now. Just so you know, I literally have like the most well lit studio space at home. This is like my morning rush kind of. But yeah, no, sure, I'll take one of your ring lights for sure.
Yeah, hold on, let me turn this one off and see if things look all that different. Not that much. Not that
Yeah.
much. We can make that work. Do you want to hear something funny that happened to me yesterday? Or something funny someone said to me
Always
yesterday? Always.
something funny, and then let's pull Nick on here. So
Yes, for sure. We haven't talked about the news at all. We'll do that with Nick. And some mornings we just have to catch up, you and me. But you guys are going to be hearing adventures. Hopefully they're interesting as I have in dating, online dating. I had two different men yesterday tell me that they were reluctant to date me because I have a public platform as a writer and podcaster. And so they maybe didn't want to date me because what if something went bad? And then I might write about them. And I was like,
right, you
I'm
were
like,
talking about swag yesterday. I think maybe that's the opposite of swag. Like, way to tell me that you're a schmuck up front. Well, what if something goes wrong? Well, what if, sir? Isn't that entirely up to you?
Taylor Swift's response when someone asked her about that was, well, then they shouldn't do bad things.
Right.
But it was this idea of like, oh, people always ignore me, Lawrence, in terms as a creative. Like I've told you before, when people have asked, like, well, what do you do when you write about people? And I'm like, I don't write anything that I wouldn't stand behind. If the person came up to me and was like, why did you write this? I would be like, because I have a right to my lived experience. There are definitely topics that I don't touch because I don't want to write about that. And um, I just don't want to. It doesn't seem like the right thing to do to the person or to myself. But yeah, I was like, I'm basically Taylor Swift now, is my takeaway. That
Yes.
everyone
Yes,
thinks
I see how there's no gradations there.
there's
There's no
none
in
at
between.
all.
It was like nothing, and now I'm basically Taylor Swift.
I am basically the redheaded Gen X Taylor Swift. Let it be
Right.
known.
Yeah.
If you date me, I will write stories about you instead of songs. But Nick's
Well, and
talented.
clearly that means your soulmate / next person is going to be some Gen X jock who,
Oh, God. He's gonna break me of my soft boy habit.
right, he's going to break you of your soft boy habit, and you're going to be writing stories about his redwood tree.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna sing the song, and I literally slipped
Yeah, I heard you
into
nod.
"You Better Knock on Wood,"
I don't
which is
want
not
to.
that song,
Yeah.
but a song
Knock
that
on
was
wood. Never did me any good. I got to knock on wood.
all right. And with that,
And with that, let's bring
no entendres meant. Let's add Nick to the conversation.
right.
Now that we're talking about redwood trees.
And
Ooh,
music.
look! Oh, twinning.
Oh, hold on. I don't have my Gen XC mug to drink tea with, but I do have it right here. So let's
Look at
merch
this
store.
Merch, everybody, merch.
Okay, but that one.
Also, good morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
How are you guys?
Welcome, Nick Paro.
Thank
Definitely not new friend, but good friend
Yes.
of the Daily Whatever Show. Why don't you introduce yourself, though? You
Just
hardly
in
need
case there's
introduction.
anyone here who
Just
doesn't
in
know
case.
who you are.
Thank you again. It's good to see you guys. I'm Nick Paro.
Good to see you too.
I am the host and creator of the Sickest publications, where I do a lot of. Now I'm starting to do a lot more on like chronic health and health related issues, and that be the primary focus there in a lot of ways. And co-founder at Banner and Backbone with Lawrence, and that's where we do a ton of civic stuff, a lot of veteran-focused issues right now, grassroots collaborative efforts with folks like Centered America, doing the Feeding America drive, stuff like that. And I write poetry. I used to compose music, so I have a bunch of music that I'm starting to slowly put out. I sing.
Bless you, Lawrence.
Thank you. Sorry,
Oh
guys.
no, he's sneezing on the truth, Nick. He's sneezing on the truth.
He's sneezing at it. He's allergic to the truth. He's MAGA. He must be MAGA. They're allergic to
That's
truth.
it.
Clearly,
You know what
that's
it
the
is?
only
This is so
explanation.
gross. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have these nose hairs that when they grow a certain length, they touch each other inside my nose and they make me sneeze.
Did you know, Lawrence, I can empathize. I can totally
Okay.
empathize with that. I think that's
Yeah.
a male problem because we tend to have
Oh
longer
yeah, no,
nose
it's
hairs
a
than women
total
do.
like, yeah,
The
it's
dude
an
problem.
I'm getting old man thing.
It's what happens when you have big bushy beards and your testosterone levels still are pretty high and you're very masculine without having to try. And you don't pretend to be one of those low T cucks like Pete Hegseth, who wants to start a war because he's so insecure with his masculinity he doesn't know what to do about himself.
Fuck that kid.
If
He has no nose hairs itching his nose,
with
is
no
what I'm hearing.
hairs,
Right.
yeah, he doesn't have nose hairs because he can't grow them. He doesn't have enough testosterone to grow them, so he's just like he's the micro penis version of a man. Just in
Ooh,
Yeah,
ouch.
makes sense to me. You know, I'd still
That's
hate
insane.
fucking.
Also, for those who don't know me, I like to talk shit about other men a lot, and I'm trying to revitalize like a manosphere that doesn't suck. Is sort of the tagline I'm going with about it.
Right. Like the left wing version of a manosphere where we can be sensitive and have feelings and tell our friends that we love them, and it's no homo, or maybe it is homo and it doesn't fucking matter.
Maybe it is homo. Who cares? While also at the same time calling people out for bad behavior and policing ourselves in a good way, and not accepting the paradox of tolerance, where we have to tolerate intolerable ideas because it's a social construct and not a moral one.
Did you guys
so
see?
I don't tolerate bad things.
Have you seen? Our friend Marlon Weems posted restacked a clip of Brene Brown yesterday, and she
Yes, I
has this
watched.
incredibly eloquent way of basically saying, like, I'm no longer having those conversations with those people. Like, if your baseline is
Yeah.
that you are othering people so that you can dehumanize them, then I just don't even have any obligation to talk to you, because that's like she says it so much
Yes.
better than I just paraphrased it, and it's amazing. But I want to jump back half a step, Nick, and say
Mhm.
that you and I started Banner and Backbone together, but all of the recent success of Banner and Backbone is you and Melissa and Senator America and Shane and those guys. So I'm just really, I've been busy with Daily Whatever Show and with Blue Ant Media, and just kind of giving credit where it's due. You've really done some great things with Banner and Backbone. Like you said, the Feeding America thing is you and Melissa. Melissa's really driving that, but kind of living up to what we'd imagined Banner and Backbone could be, which is, a place where we can recapture patriotism and actually perform civic actions for good.
Yeah, an advocacy center that actually does stuff. Um, and it is a media network, like, so we'll still be I'm always transparent and very open about it. Also, thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. I put
Yeah.
a lot of hard work with Melissa and with Shane and others around the Banner and Backbone and in the Banner and Backbone community, because I wanted to succeed. I want what Lawrence and what Frederick and I had put together originally to be amazing. I want it, like, it's not just for me, because if I have my patriotism, I don't need to recapture it myself. But I think a lot of others do and can, and we can see where patriotism is actually useful and good and not harmful to us. And so I think it's my duty to sort of do it. I swore an oath when I enlisted in the Army in 2013. Yeah, ages ago now. And I did my 4 years. I went to Afghanistan. I served for Operation Enduring Freedom. I've seen what conflict zone looks like, and I've seen the failures of American imperialism firsthand. Plus, also some of the successes. Like, we did some good things there. We just threw it all away. And I want people to remember that and remember why America can be good and great and what actually all of that means. And I think we found a lot of success because people want it.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
want, as a business, they see what we're doing and they're like, oh, we can get behind that because we're actually putting words to action. Like you and I talked about last week, was words to action. And so we're doing the thing we said we were supposed to do. And we're calling people out who aren't doing it, who have the power to do it.
I have a question, Nick, because I'm looking at our three heads here on the screen.
Yeah.
First of all, I believe you got a haircut and it looks nice.
I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did it myself too. I actually screwed up. I had tried to keep the top a little bit longer. And because I don't have steady hands any longer, and I can't see the back of my head because I didn't have the mirrors, I screwed it up. And so I went short again. But thank you.
I like it. But my thought was, if you were to just see a screenshot, right, of what you're looking at here, I would see your picture and be like, not for me, because I would be like, that's a conservative guy.
Yeah.
And I'd probably extra thinking this because, I'm scrolling through online dating profiles. And if I see a guy in front of an American flag, I'm like, nope, conservative, which sucks.
Mhm.
But 99+% of the time, that's tends to be what that means.
Yes.
How often do you get folks coming to your content or joining your lives with the expectation that they're going to be in the, in the manosphere echo chamber, who are sorely disappointed? Do you have some stories to share of that happening?
To be honest, I haven't yet.
Really?
I haven't really, because yes, I do kind of look conservative. There are subtle signs, like I definitely wear jewelry that is very specifically color tailored and things like that to express that I'm a safe person. Like I don't make it unsubtle once people see me or interact with me. I'm also just as blunt in person as I am on live, so I don't really hide that I'm not conservative. So when you meet me, you kind of know.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't really had many bombs because I do what you guys do a lot too. Is I just block people. I get some notes where people try and push back. It's more on the center liberal side and like the centrist Democrat or whatever the moderate Republicans that call themselves Democrats. The moderate fascists, I guess, would be, or the corporate fascists that are the Democratic. That's the Democratic Party, like the Senate right now. I would consider like them the ones who attack me the most.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
they come at me the most, similar to how Walter Ryan gets a lot of attacks from them. Because we call, and Shane Urick does too, is because we call out centrist Democratic groups for
That's so
just
interesting because
undermining
I don't
everything
picture
that
them
we're
being
doing.
very vocal. I don't like because they're so moderate. I don't picture them coming into Substack and being like, well, like what kind of feedback do you get from them? I don't know how I've
It's
missed the post.
so yeah. So I put out a post yesterday, or I put out a post yesterday talking about the Democrats, the Senate Democrats folding, with Angus King, the independent out of Maine, folding to give away healthcare in America. And
Yeah.
just like healthcare doesn't matter to the people. And like though I put something out about that, calling that out, and somebody was like, well, why don't you take the win? And this is the comments I always get. And
Yeah,
these are
let's
people
hear it.
who are trying to push you back into a centrist opinion. Is why don't you just take the win? Why don't you take the win that we got food and people are back at work? Well, because the American populace, as a united front in a lot of ways, voted in every single race from
Yes.
Mississippi to New York to Washington State, everywhere, Democratic. Voted for the Democratic candidate, not for the Democratic Party, for the Democratic candidate.
Right.
That should have given the corporatist, fascist light Democrats a signal that they may not want to fold. And then the next thing they did was, after we had a wind behind our sail and we were going and we were kicking ass all week, they were just like, yeah, we give up. Yeah, fuck you guys. It's too hard.
Right.
And so those are the
That was
comments
so
I get.
dismaying. Just to
Yeah.
acknowledge, like it was super dismaying. But keep going.
Yeah. And so that's the comments I get all the time, are like, from people are like, oh, so why don't you just take the win? Well, because it wasn't a win, because we lost. Like the whole shutdown was a waste. We literally, the Democrats in the middle, who have a lower approval rating than Republicans who are fascist regressives, like tearing apart our Constitution. The Democratic National Party has a fucking like lower percentage rate of approval. That should tell them something, and they keep shoving it in our faces. And as Chris Goldsmith sort of described it, it was like taking a shit on a shit, and that's what they are. Is the centrist Democrats? Is they're just a pile of shit taking a shit on themselves because they're like, we can't do anything right, and we're purposely going to undermine ourselves. And so I don't get a lot of MAGA trolls. Mostly too because I call them out and I block them immediately if they start trying to troll me. But it's more the centrists who don't want change and who want fascism slowly rather than fascism immediately.
That's what I was just going to ask. Was it's giving even me pause to hear you using the word fascist to refer to centrist Democrats. Can you kind of click into why you think the term fascist applies there? Because that's a pretty harsh term.
Yeah, it is because they are associated with the techno-fascists, and a lot of them are bought off and paid for by groups like APAC and have backdoor deals with folks like Palantir or just Peter Thiel in general, or Elon Musk, or the America Party movement that Elon Musk threatened to make. So I think a lot of them are techno-fascists, just hiding it as Democrats so that they can get voted in and then dismantle the government because they're paid by the same groups.
Yeah.
They're all paid by the same organizations. They vote the same ways in the long runs. It's always the same people who vote against things in like pretty much every race or every like bill. It's always like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski on the Republicans, and John Fetterman and Angus King and Dick Durbin sometimes, and Chuck Schumer just in general on the Democratic side. And I think they're all bought and paid for by fascist oligarchs who want to dismantle the U.S. government, and they're comfortable with where they are at, and they don't give a shit about us.
Yeah, I think that's really true. I just want to point out that in the chat, you know, we were kind of having a conversation in the chat about bots and trolls, and some folks are asking like how to spot bots and trolls. So I have said this many times and plugged it often. Julie Roginski and Olga Lautman had a class in like Russian disinformation and misinformation. They will be offering it again in after the holidays. So in January it'll start again. But if you follow both of them, they often talk about it. And I mean, Nick, I'm not sure kind of what your guidelines are, but you know, I have just started clicking through on somebody's name. Like if I see somebody pop into a chat and start saying things that are, you know, either divisive or kind of FUD, you know, sowing fear, uncertainty, and doubt, I'll click on their name and FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And you know, if they don't really have a profile picture, if the account looks like it's new, if they don't have many subscribers, I will kind of do a quick scan on their posts, and many of them have started to do this thing where they restack a bunch of very liberal posts so they look liberal, but the further you go back in their timeline, you start to see that there's some, you know, really weird and outright, you know, evil shit. And my protocol, honestly, at this point is, if I don't know, then I block, right? Like if you have made it questionable for me as to whether or not I can trust you, then I don't trust you and I'm blocking you. Like I have no obligation as a living human being to try to guess the intent of some new account out there. I just block right from the moment of doubt.
Yeah, and I definitely I think that's a great learning point is FUD. And so fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's very straightforward, very simple. Remember, those acronyms are super simple. Often, especially like these are military-based acronyms.
Right.
So my experience is I was a intel collector in the Army. I learned human intelligence collecting. So I learned how to do interrogations and intelligence collection operations. You can research the unclassified manual if you really want. It's really dry and boring on how to do the job I learned. But I learned how to be an interrogator, and some of these things are you learn how to do and look for these types of activities. And so one of the easiest things you can look for too on top of this stuff is if you go to their profile and you notice it has a bunch of numbers at the end, that's a pretty quick sign that that they're either just a random person who doesn't care, or they're a bot.
Yeah.
That's where you have to jump in and you just do a search. I always search people after I get their name up there. If they're starting to be like random trolly like that, is I'll search them and see if multiple accounts pop up with the same name. And if they do, I'll start clicking through them. Like there's one individual who's come into my chat a couple times with the name Seth Jones, like SEF Jones. And I pretty much was just like, oh, this person sounds okay at first. They came in with the normal like thanks for inviting yada or having this, all this simple stuff.
Yeah.
And then they DM'd one of my co-hosts and friends, and I was like, that's unfortunate. And then I started looking at their page, and there were like 3 of them, and I noticed I got subscribed to by 3 different Seth Jones. So if you're a creator on Substack too, I would encourage you to turn on your email for when you get a new free subscriber, because often you'll see like 2 or 3 spam accounts come at once, and then you can self-prune your own subscriber list and get rid of them if you need to, or you can add them to your block list. And then that email itself is blocked from doing it. So if they're repeating emails, you can block certain emails.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Jim,
I get rid of them because they suck and they ruin the conversation.
Well, yeah, they ruin the conversation. They literally are trying to sow fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They're trying to cause chaos. And, again, like I no longer feel like I was talking about this with Shar last night, actually. So Shar's here. Good morning, Shar.
Hi, Shar.
She came and picked me up at the airport last night. We went to Gainsburg and had food, which was amazing. And we were talking about this, and I was recounting some recent strife with somebody, and basically saying it took me until 55, but I'm finally at a point in my life where I know exactly who I am and what I believe, and I no longer need other people's interpretation of the facts on the ground, right? Like, if someone is trying to tell me that Gaza is not a genocide, I don't need their interpretation. I know what I am seeing. I know that I am right. I know that those are the words to use. I don't need anyone's counter story. Sorry, Melissa, to use your name of your publication.
We do need counter story media, however.
Right. I don't need somebody else's interpretation of what's happening. When all of this life lived, I can finally tell you what I actually think about shit. And you know what? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So if someone is trying to, give me a, an alternate interpretation, it's just unnecessary. I don't need someone to try to tell me that. And I don't need people to like lead the chat astray by sowing that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And Melissa, it was in no way negative. It just counter story was like the right word to use in that moment. I think what you're doing with the story is incredible.
Yeah, we don't need the propaganda media that comes out of it, because that's all it is it's propaganda. Sorry. It's propaganda and indoctrination, and it's one of the things I am trying to get across to people at points is we're at war with Russia. Whether we want to admit it or not, Russia is actively at war with us and has been doing psychological operations against our country for 40 plus years. Since
this is the thing that Julie and Olga say all the time. This was literally the point of the very first article I published on Substack, is that we are at war with Russia and we're losing. And part of the way we're losing is we can't even admit we are in an information war with Russia. We are in a reality war and we're losing it.
Yeah. And we have to admit it. We have to be willing to admit that we're in a war, and we need people who are currently, right now anyway, because our government is overtaken by the country that is at war with us. So we have a enemy president, basically, whether he's willing or unwilling or unwitting as a source for Russia or as a asset for Russia, he is an asset for Russia. And I'm talking about our minor dick in charge, Donald Trump. And we need to act like it. Like, we need generals and we need prior military to continue stepping up and saying what I'm saying, and being okay with saying it. There's a reason Melissa Corrigan and I talk so boldly and bluntly about what's going on in Venezuela and what we think is going to happen down there, which I think is a false flag event is about to happen, where they're going to attack one of our own ships and make it seem like a Venezuelan or Colombian or narco terrorist, whatever they want to fucking call it, attack, and nobody's going to question it.
Yep.
And I said that last night on while in the chat on the Lincoln Square Live for Bobby Jones's show. And the Lincoln Square commentator, whoever was running the chat last night, responded back after I said, yeah, I'm expecting a false flag. They're like, yep, us too. Wouldn't be surprised. And that's scary. Like the fact that we know that that's about to happen, yet the oversight in our legislative branch isn't going to happen in any way. Kind of scary. But we need to talk about it, and we need to be willing to talk about it and not be self-censoring. And so I don't self-censor. I say what's on my mind. I say what I know to be true, what I was taught to be true by my dad, who is a U.S. history major and a U.S. Revolutionary time specific history and World War II history. So I know a thing or two about like the founding of our country and the true history of our country, where it's not varnished by just who won, because my dad learned all perspectives around it as much as he could. And like Dana said, it's recapturing patriotism, and that's part of the point. Is we have to do that because they're wrong and they're stealing our patriotism to start a war, which is going to kill service members, and they're going to attack our own vessel to do it. So everybody knows what's about to happen is a Navy vessel at some point is going to get attacked, and the probability of it being a self-inflicted attack is like 99% at this point.
Right.
Like we've lost all intelligence.
The Diplomat on Netflix, like spoiler alert. I just
we lost Five Eyes sharing of intelligence gathering. We no longer share intelligence with Colombia. That's huge. We have
the UK, Nick. So yesterday,
I saw Dean's article about this.
Yeah, that they're not participating in Five Eyes. Well, they're participating in Five Eyes, but they're screening the information. So Five Eyes is the 5 English-speaking countries in the world. So Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the US, and the UK. And it is the closest information sharing alliance in the world. It's essentially as if those 5 nations act as if they are one giant intelligence sharing operation. And Canada and now the UK, in addition to other countries like Mexico and the Netherlands, have now said that they're not sharing intelligence with us, that they're screening everything that they share with us because we cannot be trusted, because Trump and his team cannot be trusted with sensitive intelligence information. They've literally caused the deaths of agents because they are so untrustworthy. Yeah.
And the fact that we don't have intelligence sharing like in this capacity, and the fact that the 4 of the other 5 major English-speaking countries and some of our closest allies have stopped sharing intelligence with us on specific areas too, like especially probably around war and Russia and Ukraine, and definitely Venezuela and the South American countries and Central American areas. They don't want us to know what they're talking about. Our allies are treating us like an enemy. That should say everything. Is our allies are treating us with the same suspicion now that they would treat an adversary, because we are becoming the adversary. We are the fascist state that wants to take over. And I forget who was talking about it yesterday, but they were talking about how there's basically an alliance between 3 fascist leaders, authoritarian leaders of Trump, Xi, and Putin to divvy up the world into how they want it, where Xi gets basically all of Asia except for Russia. Putin gets Europe and Trump gets South America, and then whatever happens in Africa, they figure out on like they'll split it. But that's what they want. They want to be able to split, and maybe that goes to Israel. Maybe Africa, all of Africa, goes to Israel or something.
Right, like
and
if you've read 1984, literally the spheres of 1984.
Yeah, like they read these books and they're like, "Oh, we like them. We're the bad guys. We want to emulate the bad guy." That's what they took out of those, and it really pisses me off. I'm sick of the shit, which is why I named my publication "Sick of This Shit." It's because I'm really sick of it. Like I'm sick of being gaslit. I'm sick of being lied to. I'm sick of corporatist Democrats telling us we can't have nice things because it might be too expensive, and we're going to slowly bend to a fascist will over decades. Like now we're here. Now women are about to lose access to abortion care through the ACA because Senator America was talking about this. They put it out in their article. Was a little known like provision added to this shutdown deal was that the vote on ACA now is basically going to include restrictions to abortions because we love controlling women in this country in every aspect because men have no fucking self-control on their own, so they need to control women to feel good about themselves.
Yeah,
really much. Yes, yeah.
It's why you don't negotiate with terrorists, right? Like, it's why you don't capitulate in a situation like this when you're holding all the cards. Honestly, we really do need to make sure that those 8 Democrats and all Democratic leadership at this point. I just want to take 1 second for a tangent and say, I know there are a lot of people who are talking about leaving the Democratic Party. There are people who are talking about starting a third party. I continue to maintain that we just need to take the Democratic Party over from the inside. And it is annoying, but the best thing that you can do is go to your local Democratic Party meeting and rock the powers that be in those meetings, and basically rally your friends and family to go to those meetings and get yourself elected at the local level, just to be a precinct committee officer or, the communications chair on your local district Democrats executive board, and start changing it from the inside. It'll be so much easier. Look what MAGA did with the Republicans. They literally own that entire party now. We can do that for the good inside the Democratic Party.
Yeah. And I hate a lot of what the Democratic Party is doing, but they have the institution that we need right now. And if we want to eventually have something better, we have to take it over, get into power, and then make it so we can have third party and fourth party and fifth and sixth and seventh and a parliamentarian system that actually represents the people, things like that. Right. But we need to take over the Democratic Party first.
The way that we get to a more representative democracy with more parties is we expand the House of Representatives, right? It's been locked at 435 forever. It's not in the Constitution that it should be that number. We can literally change it through congressional acts. We need to do that. And the way to do that is to get Democrats to be more radical in their ideas, more progressive in the big swings that they're going to make to change our democracy for the better. And once we do that, then, you could get Democratic Socialists, enough Democratic Socialists voted into Congress that they could have their own little caucus and actually sway policy and form coalitions like what happens in parliamentary systems all the time.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be amazing. Yeah. That would be a lot of, we already have a country where history isn't properly being taught, modern histories, or sorry, my words aren't coming out right. It would be a lot for people to learn. They have a hard enough time keeping up with politics with 2 parties, but so necessary. I agree with you. And I want to shift topics a little because something very important to bring up coming from the chat. I'm going to do that shift by saying SNAP benefits. I was reading last night about, oops, that money just might be gone. I admittedly haven't done a very deep dive into this, So I haven't seen any thoughts about where it's gone, just conjecture. Do you fellas know anything more about this? That's the first half of my question. I have a second half. But have you
I
been
don't
reading about this as well?
I don't really know, but it wouldn't. I would say if they are gone, it would not surprise me in any way that they have just been laundered and given to the wealthiest robber baron elites in our country. And I like that wouldn't surprise me in the least. They've stolen all the rest of our money, so
Right.
why would they stop now?
Went to Argentina, which only puts more focus on how important it is right now that if you're able to help those who are facing down, I mean, literal starvation potentially. So we have a fund drive going. Melissa Corrigan organized it because she is a baddie. But you are doing this fundraiser, Nick, and the
Mhm.
Daily Whatever Show is doing this fundraiser. We had set a goal first of 500, which as soon as we posted it on Monday, and we had Senator Anwar from Connecticut on as a guest, who is amazing and is doing a lot of work around raising awareness for what SNAP recipients are up against. Eric from the chat instantly funded it. So we raised our goal to 2,000, and Eric just gave a massive donation yesterday, and he put in the comments just to make Nick second. How do you
So
feel about that,
here's
Nick?
here's
Sorry,
the,
Nick.
well that begs the question is how much have you raised for and how many families have you fed or are you going to feed with all of this?
We have
Because
raised
it's a fun competition.
$2,200.
How much are you at?
$2,200. Yeah, $2,200, and it's exponential. So that means that we are feeding 22,000 or 22,000 meals is what that means. So
Well,
jaw on
I
the ground.
hate to break it to you. You're
Here we
still in
go.
second because I have $2,280 in donations, and we have fed 22,800 families or meals, which is
Wow.
fucking
Wow.
amazing.
That
Like
is
that
incredible.
is
But you know what
so
else that
fantastic.
means?
Oh, Eric's gonna fix that. Eric, why don't you donate to me, friend? What about Banner and Backbone? Banner and Backbone donates money,
Hold
and
on.
they
Hold
would
on. I'm
love.
doing this. I got
Did,
something to do,
Dana, do
right?
you have the link? I don't know why I didn't think to have it ready to go. Oh, because it's 7 a.m.
Shoot,
and
not what I do. I've got my link.
No, I've got our link right here. It's at the bottom of every email and every story we post. Ongoing. Hold on. And Mason's saying donate to Melissa. Do donate to Melissa. She's the one who set it up. But there is
honestly,
our link. I just posted it. And also, hang on.
Like seriously, if you could donate to all of them, that would be even more amazing. Like the real competition that we're actually having in the end isn't between us. So we're all on team Substack scribes. Melissa's
Yes.
goal is to, and the competition that I really want us to have is if we
Yes.
can other platforms.
Yes. Take down TikTok.
Take down TikTok, take down Instagram, take down YouTube. Like if Substack scribes, our team can come in and just like help support this massive influx of donations that puts us all over the top. Like one,
Right.
I talked about this with Walter Ryan yesterday. You feel good when you donate. Like people don't
Yes.
always talk about it. Like there is a feel good dopamine effect when you do things like that. And it's okay to admit that you're okay with that and that you like it. Like it's okay to be okay with donating. Like it's okay to feel good when you're done donating. And if you want to do it again, you're welcome to. Like don't hold back if you feel like you can and if you have the money. If you don't, please don't. Like
right.
do not overextend, but it does feel good. Like Sick of the Shit Publications, I put in $200 on my own donation page because I was like, well, I can't really ask everybody to donate if I'm not going to donate too, even though I don't have a lot to give. I'm going to give what I can. Like I'm on a fixed budget and I'm only starting to make increments in finances as more people start coming in on paid subscribes and paid subscriptions and things like that. But we've made so much on donations because people feel good doing it, and it's the right thing to do. And you can okay and willingly say to yourself, I like doing this. Like, I want to do this again, because then you're going to do it again. Then you might just go join
You're
your
good
local
at this,
Democratic
Nick.
Party.
You're
Then
good
you
at
might just
this.
go and run for something and join runforsomething.net and learn how to run and be a Democratic candidate and take the party over from within.
Oh, wow, that was a big shift. And yes, do both of those things.
Do all
And
of
I
the
want to
things.
layer on top of that, you can get that same dopamine hit if you give like $3.
Oh yeah.
You don't
It can
need
be
to give
$1,
much.
it can be 1,000,
Yeah.
it can be whatever you want. Like, if you
Yeah.
can donate $1, donate it, because you'll feel good. Like, you'll be
And
like,
I'm
shit.
laughing because I was coming in to make another donation. And I just realized so I'm on a brand new laptop today. You all have heard me complain about how the chat was crashing. My MacBook was 13 years old. It's the one I was on. So it was on its very, very, very last legs. But I don't have anything saved. So I can't my credit card is in my phone case, which I'm using to, anyways, I'm going to do it after the show, but I wanted to beat you while we were live on air, Nick. I was going to go make a gift.
I think Eric just helped do that,
I
because he
think
just
you
said
might have.
surprise in the chat.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Oh my God. Eric. This is
Eric.
amazing.
Good. Oh my God, Eric. Thank you. That is absolutely incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
Eric,
we are now at
whoever you are,
3,200.
Eric, we gotta talk off. We gotta send you. Well, first of all, we definitely need to send you one of these.
Yeah, right. We're sending you some swag, and
gonna
you're
send
going to
you a
come
lot
on
of
the
swag.
show. I just want to point out that the whole team, Substack Scribes, is now at $7,450 raised out of a goal of 20,000, and that's Nick, that's us, that's Opinionated Ogre, it's Melissa, it's Senator America, Banner and Backbone, the Conscientious Immigrant, Walter Ryan, my buddy Cliff, who signed up as himself and not Blue Ant Media. God damn it, Cliff. And Freedom Over Fascism, which is Stephanie Wilson. So
it's a great crew. Well, the Substack Scribes are good people.
Yeah, it's all our favorite people, right? Like, Substack Scribes is literally our posse, like all of the awesome people that we know and love on Substack.
Can I just call out what Eric did, though? I hope this doesn't embarrass you, Eric, but he just gave $1,000. That's why our jaws are like, gah! So the Daily Whatever show is pulled ahead, but it is really it's all you, Eric.
Right. It's really, it almost entirely Eric.
Yeah. But I do want to give a shout out to Carolyn, to Jason, and to Courtney, and well, to me. I don't need to shout myself out, who have also donated on ours. But Eric, seriously, I don't know what we did to deserve you. And I'm totally teasing you, Nick, because this is all going to the same place.
Oh, I love it.
This is all a friendly competition, but I
thrive on friendly competition because we both win in the end.
32,000 meals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
I think I budget pretty well for food, but that's like, they got special skills over there and special contracts and relationships to be able to feed that many people with that amount of money. It's amazing. So I'm getting a dopamine hit, second hand, third hand. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's one of the things I like talking about is like mental health and stuff, and like how you can be emotionally aware of yourself, and it's okay. That's why I think it's okay that we have to admit that it's okay that we like the dopamine hit from this, because then people will join in. Like, if we're living in a time when they want to take joy away from us in everything and make it dull and boring. It's Sad Beige Baby as a lifestyle. Like, that's what it is. Like, Trad Wife and Soft Girl and Sad Beige Baby is all the same thing. It's just taking joy and fun out of things and the brightness and the light.
I haven't heard of Sad Beige Baby. Is that what you just said?
Did you never hear the Sad Beige Baby trend? It's a whole trend of it started in COVID, obviously, because everything terrible started at COVID. Damn you, Harambe.
Except for working from home.
Except for working from home. That's right. That was beautiful. But Sad Beige Baby is literally a trend of where they
Oh,
mute the colors from everything, and so it's very beige in color. So it's very pinks and beigey and like skin flesh tones, but they've taken like the rainbow and they've flesh toned it.
Oh
They've
god.
made everything boring, but it's part of this trad wife trend in the long run.
yes. It's
And
a TikTok creator named Haley DeRoche. This is AI I'm reading, so of course it's 100% correct. Don't fact check me. But it's a satirical internet trend referencing minimalist parenting that favors neutral colored nurseries with wooden toys and muted coloring, creating a chic but some say bland aesthetic. So Haley DeRoche on TikTok, it's a mockery of the sad beige parent children's products and a certain type of millennial parenting aesthetic.
Oh
I
my
want to
god.
make sure it is not
Really cruel to
ascribed to
children if
blame
anyone does it.
millennials. Like, I am not fucking part of. I'm a millennial. My wife's a millennial. We did not start this trend. Like, I'm so tired of being gaslit into the idea that millennials are the start of every bad fucking idea. It's the Christian nationalists. They suck. It's their fault, not us. I
Yes.
didn't do it. I didn't do it. It's the old boomers who are in charge with their rich fucking robber baron money who want to make everything boring and sad for the rest of us peons while they go and tell us to eat cake as they build a ballroom, and let us all die of SNAP benefit removal and the choice between food or healthcare.
Yep.
Dana, you forgot I like to rant and say and go all out.
You're here because you like to rant.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
In the
My
last
face is
couple
that.
minutes, since
Sorry,
I know
I'm
you
looking
have,
at the sad beige baby content on my
Oh my
other
God,
window,
it's
and
so
I'm like,
sad.
how that is. First of all, as a practical thing, my kids are much older now, but if you're maybe it's good that if your kid makes spits up or has other bodily function messes, you can't see it because everything's beige and brown. That I'm like, that's actually bad. You need to know when you need to change your baby.
Yeah, and
no,
I had little ones when that trend was like my kids were little when that was
Yeah.
really a trend,
Yeah.
and it's more of a Mormon based trend. Like it started with a lot of Mormons,
I believe that.
and pushed outwards from there because they want to make everything boring. The nationalists in the Mormon church want to just make everything boring. So it's really not again. Well, yeah, a knock against Mormonism is y'all put out another bad thing.
yeah.
Like, please
All right.
stop.
In our last 2 minutes, Nick, tell us about your flute album that you are not challenging Lizzo to a flute off.
So I'm not challenging Lizzo to a flute off. I'm not actually putting out a flute album. I'm putting out a full album of just all my compositions. So it's starting with my flute trio that I've written, Lento Vivo, and I'm doing it as a subscriber drive, almost to try and reach 250 paid subs. When I get to 250, it's going to then be free for everybody to be able to listen to. And then every 50 paid subs after that, as I figure out how to move my fingers across the screen rather than backwards on a mirror camera, is every 50 paid subs after that, I'll release another one of my compositions or sets of music. So like I have a string quartet that you'll sometimes hear on some of the Banner and Backbone stuff as the intro music. I have a symphony piece that I've written and recorded. I have a cello solo and suite that I've done. I have multiple piano solos that I've written. I have some voice and piano, but I'd have to get permission, I think, on that one because you could specifically figure out who the artist might be if you know their voice, because classical singers tend to have very distinctive voices. And I have some other pieces that I'd love to put out, but it's subscriber draft for me to help try and make a living out of this. And so I put out the flute one because people seem to like that one a lot, and I use it for a lot of my intro music right now. So it's called Lento Vivo. It's a flute trio I wrote while I was in Paris in 2011, I believe, and performed by three good friends of mine at the time who do amazing work and are really great flautists. And it was inspired by Impressionism from Claude Debussy. And I got to play on his piano, which is super cool. And
oh my God.
one of his contemporaries, Nadia Boulanger, her student was the one who ran the program. So I got to learn from Nadia Boulanger's student while playing on Debussy's piano at one point.
That's incredible. A few great comments from the chat. Courtney saying, can we all just take a moment to appreciate that Nick composed a fucking symphony?
Oh, I was a senior in college too. I was 21, 22 when I finished
Amazing.
it.
Amazing.
Only the first movement of a symphony. So I won't say
only the first
whole
movement.
symphony, but
only the first movement. That's amazing. Don't downplay that accomplishment. Incredible. Eric has posted team feed total from the Substack scribes 12,260. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is the team feed total. 12,261,785. That's a lot of meals, you guys.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And thank God.
So humbled to be even a tiny part of that. Let's get Team Substack noticed and in the rankings. And a request, everyone, or not everyone, there's a bunch of requests for one more coffee mug shot. If we want to do one last, here you go, hold it up. They said for screenshot.
Hold on.
I've got to do it so
Wait.
I'm well lit and there's not glare.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
That's awkward because I'm
Buy your
left-handed,
mugs at
so I
Alpaca Mug.
always.
Sorry.
I'll show the other side. It's weird to hold a coffee mug in my right hand.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna do one more time with the other side so you can see both sides of the mug.
Oh, sure.
Oh, Lawrence, you keep yours up with eagle jizz, and I'll show the back side.
We know what we're gonna put on the screen
Right.
when we repost
You guys
this.
are amazing.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Nick. Thank you
Nick.
so much for joining us. I know you've got another show right after this.
Putting your link in here again. Go subscribe to Nick at Sick of This Shit. You gotta go. I mean, I feel like we're like family. Everybody here knows you, Nick. But in case there are folks here who don't, go follow, go subscribe. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Nick, for joining us. Lawrence, we're gonna chat next. I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
Yeah, actually, we had to move that meeting.
Oh, okay.
Because Melissa has a thing at 11. Melissa's going to be on, I think, book club, right? Or Centered America. You guys are doing something.
Oh yeah. And here right after this, Melissa Corrigan, myself, Centered America, and hopefully our good friend Evan Fields are going to be doing a discussion again, now called the Window of Discussion. That I changed the name on it. And we're going to be talking about feeding and supporting America, and all the great work that we're doing that Melissa started and that we just talked about. So come over and join us on Backbone for that here in a couple minutes.
Go hop on over. Enjoy your days. Yes, thanks to everyone for joining us. What a great crew. What a great chat session today, too. Bye. Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it. Bye. Mwah. Mwah.